So I've been in another room watching the debate closely with about a half dozen UMass Lowell students who are very bright. And this is the question that they want you to answer. Wall Street is central to the American economy, yet threatens to destroy the American economy, in particular the middle class. How will you deal with it?
I've been out there trying to do exactly that, deal with this problem. I've stood toe-to-toe with the largest financial institutions in the country and sometimes with our own government. And I have fought with them over bank bailouts. I have fought with them over mortgages. I have fought with them over credit cards. I have fought with them over targeting military families for terrible credit products. And quite frankly, that's what I think you have to do. You have to be willing to take the fight directly to Wall Street and directly to Washington. You have to be willing to stand up on behalf of middle-class families, make clear what the issues are, and say, we want a vote. In the case of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, we were told, don't even try. You're not going to get it. You will lose before you begin. Largest lobbying force ever assembled will stand up against you. But I learned you get people together, you get groups together, you can make something happen. We got a strong consumer agency because we fought for it together. We can do the same with Wall Street.
The first thing I would do is urge President Obama to reconsider and appoint Elizabeth Warren to run the consumer agency, preferably tomorrow. We have to hold Wall Street accountable, absolutely, and we have to have the right regulation. But Washington also has to focus on Main Street, and what Main Street needs more than anything is jobs, and we have to focus on getting jobs for people. The net growth in jobs in the past 30 years has all come from startup companies and entrepreneurs. So we have to make sure we have an environment, a regulatory environment, a tax environment, investment in R&D, training environment, a public education system so we can train workers for the 21st century to make sure we are putting people back to work and growing our economy. And I'll be a senator who will focus on Main Street. My number one priority will be to put people back to work and make sure that everyone in this country, like the young people here, can graduate to a good, well-paying job.
I fight the federal government for a living, and as a Democrat, I stand strong on the belief that the federal government can do good things, but when they're wrong, I say they're wrong. And I fight the true David versus Goliath on the shoestring budget of a sole proprietor with a firm that I started when I was 26 against the federal government, and also representing foster children against the state government. So what do we do with Wall Street? We actually, as Congress, don't capitulate and become captive, and yes, elected Democratic leaders are also captive to Wall Street, and we set terms. Congress has many lawyers down there. I would be a different kind of lawyer and a different kind of senator because I actually know how to negotiate. What Congress does, and Democrats often do, is they start at the middle and we end up on the bottom. You start high, and when Tim Geithner is giving $30 billion to Goldman Sachs at a 0.0125 interest rate, why isn't Congress setting terms if they're going to use our taxpayer dollars with the banks to say you have to give 20% of your loans and cap the interest at 3% to small businesses? That would stimulate the economy. That would create jobs.